As each week passes by, AI is continuing to advance more and more in front of our eyes, and unfortunately, the music industry is no exception. But although most believe that producers and engineers were in more danger than artists, I don't think anyone expected multiple of the biggest names in music to be accused of using AI in their songs. From Kanye West, who's pretty open about it, to Playboi Carti, to then even an interesting AI clone of Playboi Carti, which is raking in millions of streams and listeners. So let's dive in. Kanye West is easily one of the most talented humans to ever touch a microphone. However, what if I told you that he didn't actually pick up a mic for multiple songs on his recent album, but yet we still heard Kanye's voice? The truth is, Kanye West has now been exposed for using artificial intelligence in his recent music. Rather than putting an inch of effort in himself, instead, as it appears, Kanye has been opting for this specific AI-generated voice to complete his verses.
As a speaking sample for the Waits GG AI voice model, my voice lays down the foundation. My baby loves me and she's always on the way. Now I can't stop thinking about her every day.
But, as we're about to see, unfortunately it doesn't stop there. Combined with Kanye's sudden admiration for AI music videos, with all of his recent videos entirely computer-generated, fans are calling this a new artistic low for one of the all-time greats. And after posting recruiting applications last week to join the quote, new AI team at Yeezy, it's clear that Kanye West cannot stop using AI. But just how bad has it escalated? And why is Kanye so obsessed with AI? Now, the driving motivation behind Kanye's abundant use of AI may surprise you, but him receiving help writing lyrics is nothing new. An artist known for having big teams and often entire writing camps behind the scenes assisting him, like he did in Mercedes-Benz Stadium for Donda. The reality is, though, ghostwriters are actually extremely common in music, for even the biggest names in today's industry.
I was in probably about 80% of Watch the Throne album. I wrote on Watch the Throne, then I took that and moved to Yeezus. And then I did a lot of work on Yeezus, and then after Yeezus, it just was, we've been out of here ever since.
She could get menacing, frightening, find help. I scare myself.
Besides, one of Kanye's most frequent ghostwriters, Sci-Hi the Prince, who, as we're about to learn, is now being exposed as the voice under a lot of these recent AI-filtered verses. But then, even Kanye's longtime rival, Drake, has helped record references in the past, such as what would become Kanye's track, Yikes. However, while collaborating on lyrics is no secret, no artist in history, especially one as popular and influential as Kanye West, has ever pushed things this far. In addition to not writing, it is now to the point where Kanye is not even rapping some of his own verses anymore, but instead, on many songs, appears to be filtering reference tracks through an AI voice changer of himself, with multiple examples on his newest album, Vultures 2. Insanely lazy behavior. Just a total new low, one of the top comments reads. Using AI vocals on released tracks is next level washed.
You go to something like Sky City, for example, right? There's major rumors, bro, that's an AI verse.
The first verse, yeah.
If you're serving me AI verses, bro, in your own album, what are the standards here?
Understandably so, fans are disappointed in Kanye's newfound love for AI. And although we've been warned about its potential for years, AI is rapidly changing music right in front of our eyes. But what is Kanye's true motive behind doing this? Considering that last year he said he's retiring from professional music, has he simply lost all his passion to make music? Well, before we break down which exact Kanye songs are AI and examine the proof being provided, including one fan who actually plugged his own vocals into this same program Kanye's allegedly been using, and the results were almost identical.
That was insanely easy to do, for free too. I just went on a website and did it. They can easily just get a reference, throw the AI on it for free, quick, like 3 minutes, boom, you have a song, throw it out there.
We'll take a listen in a sec at just how astonishingly similar his vocals turned out. But before we list the songs believed to be AI though, first let's look at where we know undeniably that Kanye has used AI. Because here in 2025, one of the biggest downsides of AI music is that it's made music basically impossible to tell if it is real, or made with AI by a random fan on the internet. I'm mainly referring to unreleased songs and leaks, leading to then constant comments we read such as, "This is AI, bro," every time just one word sounds a bit off. However, in the case of Kanye here, he has given fans strong reason to think this, and it's honestly sad to see. likely to continue following him for the rest of his career under every song he releases, such as his recent feature with Cordae on No Bad News, as of course, posts would immediately spread speculation like, I can't tell if Ye's part is AI or not. And although another fan pointed out that we're cooked for even having to question this now, Cordae himself was quick to shut down these rumors. 1,000,000% not AI, Cordae confirmed on Instagram. It's the reality of the times we live in. And at least as of this video though, unless the creator like Cordae comes out and tells us, there is no way to tell 100% if audio is AI generated or not. However, the complete opposite is true for visuals. And no shade at my grandma, but I honestly think if I were to show her Kanye West's new music videos, she would instantly be able to tell me they are fake. But sadly, it's too late. Kanye's AI fascination has completely taken over his music videos. When it comes to AI videos, or even AI pictures, as the technology currently stands, if you look super closely at an AI image, you'll often be able to spot a slight imperfection that lets you know it's AI. For example, like here having an extra finger, as AI is known to struggle with hands, or like here mysteriously floating through a car in Kanye West's new music video. Once celebrated for his creative and unique visuals, a year ago back in February of 2024, fans were met with a music video for the title track on Kanye's new album, Vultures, a collab with Ty Dolla $ign. But in addition to floating through cars, it doesn't take a genius to realize this visual was made with AI. And to help prove it, using one of the most popular artificial intelligence websites called Midjourney, and using incredibly specific text prompts like this one, this creator known as The Real Bot was able to recreate Kanye's entire Vultures music video shot for shot using AI, and even posted a tutorial breaking down his process.
When recreating a still from the video, we need to be able to tell Midjourney what's happening in it. My prompts for this remake were kind of advanced, so now I'm going to show my video with a side-by-side with Kanye's.
But despite comments claiming that his is even better than the original, with this Vultures video being the first AI content Kanye had made and released, initially fans didn't really care. Some actually viewed it as innovative with the times and fitting the vibes of the song, while others just brushed it off as a quick visualizer, saying that it's fine as long as he doesn't use AI in his actual music. However, no one was prepared for what soon followed. Despite seen filming an in-person video, a month later in March of 2024 came another Kanye music video, this time for Vulture One's biggest hit, Carnival, featuring Playboi Carti and Rich the Kid. Created by the same director, John Raftman, a Canadian artist known for his nightmarish AI-generated images such as this one. But rather than that teased music video, fans were instead met with another interesting AI-assisted release, apparently mixed with some CGI as well. Next was the very creepy AI video for Bomb from Vultures 2, featuring his kids North and Chicago, plus Miles. As one comment puts it, imagine showing this video to a Kanye fan in 2010.
Wait, is this AI? Chad, is this AI? The not the audio, but the visuals?
He made graduation. I whisper myself this sentence every night, one fan jokes. However, it gets worse. Next came the music video for 5:30, featuring these creepy AI doll creatures. This time it looks like at a doctor's office, although some fans would cope in the comments typing, makes full sense that this video is produced by AI, because Kim is plastic and the song is about his relationship with Kim. Others, like me, not so much, and simply found it straight up weird.
The genius of Kanye West using AI in his new music video. All I'm gonna say is this shit kind of creepy. Nah, y'all right. We gotta control this AI shit.
Was this goddamn music video made with AI? I ain't gonna lie, bro. This music video creepy as hell. What the f is this in front of my screen, bro?
Besides a music video for the song Talking, which was directed by his daughter, Northwest, her music video debut, and also rapping as the song features a verse from North over this sample of a cheerleading team. But besides North's directorial debut though, basically all of the Vultures era visuals have been AI generated. So why not an AI movie to top it off? Vultures the movie coming soon, Kanye announced in January, sharing this 1-minute long trailer full of AI, as you could guess, fans were again not happy. As it stands, nobody knows if Kanye will ever film another music video himself on camera, or if he'll just use AI. But these are just music videos, right? Multiple A-list stars, including Kendrick Lamar on The Heart Part 5, have started utilizing AI in their music videos. So what's the big deal? Well, regardless of how you personally feel about generating videos from scratch on a computer, the truth is, Kanye's AI usage goes far beyond just videos. Even starting his own AI team at Yeezy, what we're about to see next may forever change your opinion on Kanye West. As soon as Kanye got away with AI in his music videos, the floodgates were open. This would have been crazy to say 5 years ago, and although, as we covered, it's important to remember that audio can't be 100% AI confirmed. However, in the case of Kanye West's recent music though, the evidence is pretty undeniable. As explained here by British AI, take a listen to our first example.
If you put the OG Day 1 vocals into this specific weights GG model, it sounds like this. Just to cope, just a possible word of hope. I'll play the released version and the weights GG 1 side by side a few times. Just to cope, just to cope, just a possible word of hope, like, just a possible word of hope, like, maybe, possibly, if, possibly, if.
Kanye allegedly used an AI voice filter to complete his verse on the song Forever on Vultures 2. This vocal filter, to be exact, called the Kanye West AI RVC model, available for free on the AI site weights.gg, but make sure you set it to English though.
This is 1111, but hey, subscribe and drop a like if you are enjoying this video. Appreciate it.
But again, this is how Kanye has seemed to be recording a lot of his recent vocals. Except I shouldn't even say recording. Rather than putting an inch of effort into recording his own vocals, mind you, the theory goes that, instead, Kanye has just been filtering those reference tracks he gets from his writers through an AI machine of his own voice. LMAO, wait, one fan comments. So he's just running reference tracks from ghostwriters through an AI that turns it into his voice? Sadly, yes, it's so sad. I wonder what's going on in Kanye's head to do this stuff. He might think he's ahead of the curve like he was on 808s. Now, honestly, this is an interesting idea. The idea that perhaps the reason Kanye is using so much AI lately is because he views it as like the new auto-tune, and wants to be seen as a pioneer, being one of the first to popularize it in the mainstream like he was with auto-tune. Now, we'll dive into the 2 other leading factors behind Kanye's love for AI in a second. However, not only has he seen a totally negative response so far from fans, but his track Forever is just one of multiple AI examples. Next is the Vultures 2 track, Sky City.
You haven't got a penthouse that I can rent out. Is the furniture all white like Ye and Kim house?
As you just heard, again one of Kanye's most frequent ghostwriters behind the scenes, Sci-Hi the Prince would record reference verses for his friend Kanye on Sky City. Granted, the background of this track is very important. Initially started back in 2018 during sessions for Kanye's scrapped album Yandhi, despite leaking onto the internet and then becoming a fan favorite, the song would sit abandoned for 3 years. That was until it was sent to Sci-Hi the Prince.
So what Ye just do?
Bro, when you a real nigga, bro, nigga buy you a Bentley, bro.
This what Ye did, bro? We got big B's.
One of the most well-known and respected writers, not only for Kanye, but for other major rappers too, such as Travis Scott, who, as it turned out, after the OG reference track leaked onto the internet, we now know that Travis actually got help from Sci-Hi on his record-smashing hit, Sicko Mode.
Viper.
However, there's just one massive difference between Sci-Hi's references for Sicko Mode and Sky City. Besides the fact that one became a 15-time platinum record and the other wasn't well received. That's because, very controversially, when Kanye's Sky City song would finally release on Vultures 2, fans instantly noticed something was off. It is widely believed that the first of the 2 reference verses which Sci-Hi had recorded was then passed through an AI voice filter to replicate Kanye. Meaning that, if this is true, Kanye himself never actually recorded anything. Take a listen here to the comparison.
You haven't got a penthouse that I can rent out.
You haven't got a penthouse that I can rent out.
As a funny joke by the editors of Ye Tracker, a website that keeps track of every Kanye song ever heard, for the description of Sky City though, they use ChatGPT to type out the paragraph. However, for another Vultures 2 track, 530, they straight up say the song was finished with AI. In addition to Remember That Creepy AI-generated music video with the dolls, fans noticed Kanye's mumbling on 530 was one day replaced with pretty apparent AI vocals, much to fans' disappointment. But yet, he still wasn't done. Next came Field Trip, my favorite song on Vultures 2. Once again, it was pointed out by die-hard fans that in the final CD quality leak of Field Trip, which you're about to hear, Ty Dolla $ign had previously sung Kanye's lines. But when they were then replaced for the final release last August, Kanye sounded identical.
You went outside, I wish it was different.
You went outside, I wish it was different.
Now, I suppose there is a chance Kanye really recorded that, as one user states. He's just redone Ty's lines, it's not AI, since, that is the point of reference tracks, to recreate them. Or, as another theory goes, 90% sure Ty Dolla $ign just got tired of Kanye not doing anything for their album, and used AI to finish it. Again, I suppose it's possible, especially considering how we know Kanye's history of abandoning albums. However, there is more evidence. First previewed at a fashion show and rumored to be for Vultures 3, Kanye's still unreleased track Cash Cow with Skepta raised even more questions about him using AI. After the song played and speculation sparked, one fan then took it upon himself to get to the bottom of this argument, utilizing the specific voice filter we saw from earlier, and well, I'll let you decide for yourself.
So what I wanted to do is I wanted to record my own reference track and then put AI over it and compare how the AI sounds. I mean, it won't sound as perfect because I don't sound like Kanye. So they probably got someone to do a reference for it. And this is what it sounds like. This is my vocals through the AI.
Okay, I popped out, copped the antique.
Okay, now I'm going to play both of them together.
Popped out, copped the antique. She want all the perks.
In my opinion, it's pretty hard to deny. Just thinking about Kanye grinding 5 beats a day for 3 summers, striving for perfection, to this lazy bullshit he's produced for the last few years. Along with then another unreleased song by Kanye and Childish Gambino, widely believed to be AI, plus who knows how many other recent tracks he's got away with. The question still remains though, why is Kanye using so much AI? Is he really just that lazy? Or is there more to it behind the scenes? They say the truth hurts, and one of the biggest reasons fans will tell you why Kanye does anything these days is because he's allegedly strung out of his mind on nitrous gas. In addition to this viral pic which hit the internet, there is a reason Ye is no longer capable of successfully releasing music or clothing, tweeted Kanye's ex-chief of staff. In fact, there are several reasons, but the most serious and the most recent is his dentist, Thomas Connolly. Connolly has got Ye hooked on nitrous laughing gas, Milo continues. It is my belief that Connolly sought to diminish Ye's mental faculties so that Connolly and his business associates could extract millions of dollars from him.
Hi, I'm Dr. Connolly. Welcome to my workshop where I make $1 million smiles on the biggest rappers in the world.
Kanye's dentist is quite the interesting guy, but as an extremely dangerous substance, especially in large doses. Milo would even go on to leak alleged text messages too as proof. In a group chat with Kanye and his dentist, not only reading that Connolly wants to get this stuff recreationally legalized, but also showing what appears to be Kanye asking him for more supply. So, with the sad belief that, at least for a while there, he was just out of his mind every single day on nitrous.
Ryan Garcia, this Ye, I'm on the nitrous.
This adds more fuel to the rumors that Kanye is simply too lazy now to record. However, there's one more big theory, and it also involves his dentist.
Titanium teeth. Damn, okay, you're not playing around today.
A year ago, in January of 2024, Ye made headlines thanks to another classic outrageous purchase, deciding on a quote $850,000 titanium grill inspired by the James Bond villain Jaws, which you can see here for comparison. But although many media outlets would report that this new grill is permanent and Kanye had to get all of his teeth removed, according to Dr. Connolly though, that isn't the case.
Why do people think that I removed Ye's teeth? The Daily Mail UK, they caught wind of something in a press release without verification or without anybody. They just ran the press. I think when you first look at it, it's a little confusing. It's futuristic, and you find yourself kind of looking, and it's attractive.
This guy is pure evil, no joke. The #1 comment on the video reads, But regardless of his dentist's true involvement, this doesn't change the fact that when Kanye talks now with his girls, he has a slight lisp. And with rumors circulating that he doesn't like how his voice sounds anymore.
Yo, this Ye. We just sold out the United Center in 7 minutes, and I just wanted to express to everybody out there to see if it's anyone that can help with this.
Fans have speculated this may be another reason for the AI filters. It's unfortunate to hear this technology in official released music. However, he may not be alone. Besides, Metro Boomin's comical BBL Drizzy AI-assisted beat last year as part of his beef with Drake, there have also been rumors that Playboi Carti used this same AI technique to complete his verse on his latest hit, Timeless with The Weeknd. As some will claim, he just covered reference vocals with an AI voice of his own. But speaking of Playboi Carti, last year, 2024, also saw the rise of Twin and the viral AI-aided hit Telescope. What sounds like a pretty legit Playboi Carti song if you weren't otherwise told. As it turns out though, thanks to this identical strategy of AI voice filters, it is actually a 19-year-old kid behind this viral rapper Twin, amassing millions of streams. And I actually interviewed him about how everything works. However, that's just some dude in North Carolina, not one of the most iconic artists ever, Kanye West. As it stands, Ye is unfortunately showing no signs of slowing down his AI usage. With his upcoming album Bully on the way, this has left many fans nervous. Seeing Kanye using AI in his music completely killed the little hope I had for his albums. It's so sad to see. Carti really waited 5 years just to give us AI-recorded vocals, is the #1 complaint right now among half of Playboi Carti's fanbase. However, if you ask the other half though, and according to Carti himself, there was no AI used during the making of his new album. So, who is actually telling the truth? And more importantly, does it even matter? Well, as we begin to dive into the multiple examples being brought forward as proof, which all point back to this secret guy named Lawson, to help us get to the bottom of this AI mystery, I actually interviewed quite literally one of the biggest experts on this subject, who had this to say.
At this point, I'm like 100%. I put money on it that they're not real songs. If you make AI music or hear it or listen to it a lot, I guess you can point it out pretty well.
This is 507 Kaz, who, if you aren't aware, is also the voice and main creator behind the AI Playboi Carti rapper known as Twin. At one point recently outstreaming opium rapper Destroy Lonely thanks to Twin's viral hit Telescope, which, as it turns out, was created by using the exact same AI technique that Playboi Carti is said to be utilizing.
I just be joking the rest, cause stage got bags in there, we're gonna need them. I got my gang, we waiting outside, a bride don't care, we gonna eat them. Fuck all the hoes on dick, they be texting me like little bitch, I'ma feed them.
I just be joking the rest, cause stage got bags in there, we're gonna need them. I got my gang, we waiting outside, a bride don't care, we gonna eat them. Fuck all the hoes on dick, they be texting me like little bitch, I'ma feed them.
But I think people are still under the impression that like they throw it into like some website and then it just makes the song based off of like make a party song. I think they still think that somehow.
What you just heard was a snippet of Twin's song Monstrous off his new album, showing us exactly how they transform raw vocals to sound like Carti. And yes, by applying an AI Playboi Carti voice filter over his recorded vocals, Twin has literally released multiple projects full of AI songs. So it's safe to say he definitely has experience. And again, when I asked him, Twin believes Carti is 100% using AI.
Part of me wants to think that he just kind of like he saw Telescope and all the other stuff and just kind of want to like dip his toes in the water and see how lazy you can get. I think the way that he pronounces things is like a dead giveaway. In Twin's music, you can hear it too. It's like, I guess the vocal model can't like pronounce certain words like S's, it kind of like hisses really bad. And you hear that really heavy in those songs.
Those songs that Twin is referring to from I Am Music are the two specific tracks Rather Lie and Fine Shit. As, according to Kirko, one of the most reputable music accounts on Twitter, who by the way also reported the release date of music first before anyone else, Playboi Carti's music is now the latest mainstream hip-hop release to incorporate AI vocals, reads this tweet only hours after the album, with tracks like Rather Lie and Fine Shit. Ruined, typed back your age. Terrible, nothing can sugarcoat it. The deeper we go down this road, the darker it gets for real artistry. However, while the majority of Playboi Carti fans were disappointed by this tweet, even going as far as to label AI the worst thing to ever happen to music, immediately after Kirko's post though, I was told this isn't true, came this response from DJ Academics, respectfully. But yet, Kirko stood his ground, doubling down on the AI rumors while also making fun of academics' credibility and previous claims. But Justin Bieber and X are on the album, and Kendrick Lamar creative directed it, right? Kirko jokes.
Okay. I couldn't figure out a better song by him to play, but heard a song with him, I'm like, what the f?
However, a tweet is not concrete proof that Playboi Carti used AI, correct? Well, along with fans split down the middle on which side to believe, they're also split on their reaction, with some starting to warm up to AI's impressive revolution.
But when he sang, it actually sounded good. Now, is it AI? I'm not sure. Do I care? Not really. Good music is good music, and it's still emulated after Playboi Carti's voice.
I can't hate on them because they are really good songs. I feel like a lot of people are getting to that point too. They're like, at this point, I don't really care anymore. It's pretty good.
Although, I think we'd all agree no one wants to listen to robots rapping. If it sounds as good as Rather Lie Though, for example, it's a little easier to tolerate. But while of course Carti and his team are going to keep denying the use of AI, besides Playboi Carti simply being just too lazy to record, many suspect it's his record label Universal Music who is the one behind the scenes encouraging him to do this, trying to test the waters and see how much they can get away with using AI. Considering that the CEO of UMG was literally named to the most powerful people in artificial intelligence list last year, due to UMG's multiple partnerships with new AI companies in 2024, including this interesting one here with Sound Labs, which allows artists to, quote, create custom vocal models that will be available for their exclusive creative use cases, and not available to the general public. The evidence just continues to pile up. However, before we can answer if Playboi Carti actually used AI on his new album or not, unfortunately the rumors date back even further, to one of my favorite songs of last year. One look at the credits here for Timeless on The Weeknd's official website, and you will instantly notice something odd. Playboi Carti is not credited at all as a writer, nor is his government name, Jordan Carter, anywhere to be found. As the pair's second ever collaboration following Popular, Playboi Carti and The Weeknd's new single Timeless released back in September of 2024. However, to again much disappointment, it is now widely believed that, despite hearing what sounds like his voice, Playboi Carti himself might have never even touched this song.
That Timeless single from the latest Weeknd album. A lot of fans of Playboi Carti, even some of his real hardcores, are saying that that verse and his vocals are AI.
It's all made with Lawson. I know like 3 people who know Lawson. He's like 100% doing the vocals.
According to Twin, as well as half of Carti's fanbase, Timeless is actually AI. But is it really possible that Playboi Carti used AI on a Billboard #3 hit? And who even is this Lawson guy anyway? Timeless, The Weeknd and Playboi Carti by me and the guys. Shout out to OG Volta and the family, reads this post by Keith Lawson. Or, as we can see here, again in the official Timeless credits, not the ones on Genius because anyone can edit those, Devon Chisholm, which is Lawson's real name. Unlike Twin, who has no real connection to Carti and his team, Lawson is actually someone who's been confirmed to be affiliated. Aside from his credit on Timeless, Lawson also works very closely with OG Volta, who is one of Carti's go-to producers. And keep that name in mind too, because, too likely no coincidence, OG Volta has produced all 3 of the Playboi Carti tracks which are rumored to be AI. But Lawson, meanwhile, has other experience in the industry too, helping write for mainstream names, such as Bryson Tiller and Tizo Touchdown, as well as he even had this reference demo that leaked for Kanye West's Vultures 1.
Like, I'm trying to f something right now. That little hoe, she getting smacked, she getting hyped now.
Lawson is so unknown to the general public, but he's really a star in the industry right now, one fan comments. Now, it's important for us to note that ghostwriting and getting help with writing lyrics is quite common in the music industry with even the biggest names. However, it's also important to note that even if an artist doesn't actually write their lyrics, as long as they still record vocals themselves, they typically get credited too. But again, that's not the case here with Playboi Carti, which I guess would make sense if he didn't pick up a microphone. We do see though that The Weeknd, aka Abel Tesfaye, is indeed credited right here, only playing into our evidence at hand.
The Weeknd's verse is obviously AI and so is Carti's, but it seems like in the final version they just use the exact same verse for Carti and just kind of like up the mixing a little bit.
Since I was a chick, no I was a shit. Oh, just trying to get clicked.
Thanks to this reference track you just heard that leaked 2 days prior to Timeless's release, it was obvious that, similar to Twin's technique, both Playboi Carti and The Weeknd had been using AI vocal filters of their own voice to put over reference tracks that were said to be recorded by Lawson. For more proof of Lawson's work with Playboi Carti and his team, we can also look to the Real Music leak last year. What was initially thought by fans to be a new Carti leak that surfaced onto the internet, but turned out to be AI. And according to Caskets, who is one of hip-hop's biggest leakers, the original file name was allegedly titled Lawson Carti 5, Pure Blocked, showing us that again, Lawson had been the one working and recording these AI references for Carti. And not only was Real Music also produced by OG Volta, but then as we heard, Lawson actually played a snippet of this Real Music track on his Instagram, but with just his real voice, before any of the Carti AI effects had been added. This short snippet confirmed to us that the leak was indeed Lawson's voice, and it makes sense that Lawson would have an extremely similar sound and flow to Playboi Carti, an artist himself making his own music on the side. Although Lawson hasn't released any songs in a while, you can definitely hear the similarities very clear, fueling these theories even further.
Oh my god, if you listen to his music, it's like such a dead giveaway. It's like the same person recording the two songs. Lawson also has a bit of an accent, and he like does more singing than Carti. He's doing a little too much vocalizing for that to actually be him.
But although Lawson himself has never confirmed using AI on any songs, likely due to having signed NDAs, to me though, this honestly sounds like a great use of artificial intelligence in music. Like, if you are gonna use reference tracks, you might as well then throw an AI over them to sound more realistic like the artist they're for. However, the problem then comes though when you combine an AI that sounds almost identical with an artist who realizes they no longer have to do an inch of work, and it definitely becomes a slippery slope.
But what I guess happened is he probably heard Timeless, like Carti heard Timeless and was like, look, I don't even need to report on this. This is good enough.
Just by listening to how weird the AI demo sounded for The Weeknd, and then how much it had changed for the final release, it was obvious he had went back and re-recorded his vocals, thus landing him a credit on the song. Take a listen to the comparison between the Timeless AI leak versus the final release.
Ever since I was a jit, knew I was a shit. Shawty keep on to come round, she wanna get hit. She in the sky, I have a cat, fish out the church.
Honestly, it's pretty hard to deny. However, you may still be thinking, how do we even know that the leaked demo was real? Well, if you don't want to believe this random DM floating around claiming that Timeless is AI, and I don't blame you, to help prove the demo's legitimacy, first came this snippet of French-American model Luca Sabat playing an early version of the demo, without any ad-libs 2 weeks before it released. I'm not gonna play you guys the snippet for copyright reasons, but that wasn't all. Shortly after, Playboi Carti's producer, Filthy, then also played the clearly AI snippet of the song during one of his DJ sets, basically confirming that the demo we had heard was legit. So, with the theory running that Playboi Carti simply thought Lawson's AI-filtered voice sounded good enough to officially release, despite the AI evidence stacked up high against him, again, Timeless peaked all the way at number 3 on the Billboard Hot 100. And after witnessing the major success of this single, at least according to Kirko, Playboi Carti's AI usage was just getting started. When Carti's third album Music finally released in March, all fans wanted to hear was him rapping. A pretty reasonable request for a rap album, right? Turns out some fans were let down. As one of the instant standouts and still the most popular song from the project, Carti's track 8, Rather Lie featuring The Weeknd, is now his latest release to be called out for AI.
This is crazy. I'd rather lie.
If Rather Lie is AI, which it 99% is, I let Lawson win this time, reads this Reddit post with over 500 upvotes. As of this video, the full official production credits for Music have not been released. So while there's no way for us to know exactly how much Lawson was truly involved, but considering what we just learned and Playboi Carti's alleged past use of AI with The Weeknd on Timeless, and considering that Rather Lie here's some of the best singing vocals we'd heard from Carti in years, many fans believe this is another Lawson-filtered track. But in an effort to then add more realism, as Twin told me from his own experience, after plugging Lawson's vocals through the AI filter, Carti likely then goes back and adds real ad-libs himself to polish off the track.
AI is really hard to do ad-libs because especially with him, he's like yelling and like he's just like kind of screaming, so it'd mess up. I wouldn't doubt he does the ad-libs for real.
Whether the ad-libs are real or not is still up in the air, but the rumors don't stop there, as the very next song on the album is also said to be AI. Titled Fine Shit, besides fans noting the very similar voice being used as in the other previous tracks, it's believed that only certain parts of Fine Shit are AI though, and not the entire song.
It's so weird. It switches halfway through.
I
Bro, this gives me AI vibes. Crazy comment, but like, this gives me AI vibes. This sounds like an AI song out here on TikTok.
Find Shit and Rather Lie are the only two songs off Music rumored to be AI assisted. However, again, Carti and his team continue to argue the opposite. Bro, I watched that man record his verse, typed back Michi, one of the two members who make up the opium duo Homicide Gang, in response to a fan claiming that Sadly Rather Lie was AI. In an attempt to also debunk the AI claims, you'll often see fans point to this tweet right here by the legendary Mike Dean, stating that he doesn't do AI music when asked about Kanye and Carti possibly using it. As the frequent engineer of both, and actually the one who mixed Timeless, but although it says right here, mixed by Mike Dean, if you scroll a little bit lower though, Playboi Carti's vocals mixed by Marcus Fritz, aka Fritz Owens. So, is it possible then that Mike Dean just got sent the already finished and mixed Carti AI vocals, and had no idea that they weren't real?
I think that they're taking advantage of his age a little bit and just telling him that it's real. He's just gonna believe it, fight for his life.
Auto-tune, you feel like is AI as well.
Exactly. It's in the same family. Now the vocals that people like stay away from AI. It's a more negative reaction than auto-tune.
Possibly drawing inspiration from his former close friend, Kanye West, who I already dove into his love for AI in a previous video. But unlike Kanye, Carti is yet to officially confirm his use of artificial intelligence, leaving the final verdict up to us. With one of the most unique vocal deliveries in all of hip-hop, this only adds to the difficulty in determining the truth. Thus, as of this video, only Playboi Carti and his team know the 100% facts. However, after reviewing all of the evidence we did, there is no denying one thing. AI is just getting started in hip-hop.
Oh yeah, people are gonna start, like, I think this is gonna cause like an entire flood of it, if anything. And it might be good, it might be bad, I don't know, but I know it's gonna put a lot of people out of their jobs.
It's hard to flex about it, because then you're like, yeah, I'm the dude that made the fake Carti song. You just cover it up and show your monthly listeners. It's like, yeah, there you go.
With over 4 million monthly listeners and a viral hit amassing 50 million streams on Spotify alone, believe it or not, this AI Playboi Carti rapper known as Twin currently has more monthly listeners than Destroy Lonely. However, it gets even crazier. In addition to being signed to a label, Twin's latest album features a beat produced by Filthy,
Wake up, Filthy,
one of Carti's go-to producers. But surprisingly, according to them, Playboi Carti's reaction to Twin is not at all what you'd expect.
There's not a doubt in my mind that he's heard it. Not a doubt in my mind. We've had like direct contact with him, and it's never been like any hostility. If anything, they've just kind of been like...
Now I say them because the truth is, Twin is operated by a three-headed monster behind the scenes. And as I was able to interview the main voice behind this viral AI artist, who was actually willing to share with us exactly how their secret process works, I'm shocked at just how deep this rabbit hole goes. As crazy as this is gonna sound, Twin's AI TikTok hit Telescope literally has more streams than 64 songs released by the real Playboi Carti. Carti fans working harder than Carti, the top comment reads. If Carti dropped Telescope, we would have been calling it peak. As you're about to see throughout this video, the response from Playboi Carti fans to Twin is no doubt extremely mixed.
I see people like who hate the song so much they'll go and like send me a death threat over it, and then I see some people who love it so much that they like sit there and fight for their life over it. It's weird. I get you listening to the song, but I just can't really picture putting that in your playlist and like re-listening to it over and over again like some people do.
Even the creator of Twin admits that it's weird to save and replay AI music. Now, we have been warned about the potential dangers of AI for years, but it's quickly advanced to the point where it's seriously impacting the music industry. And while many artists such as Tommy Richmond have made their stance on AI's usage in the studio very clear, stating that if I see you use AI in your music, I will not work with you. With millions of more Spotify streams though than some of the hottest names in the underground, plus another 3.5 million on the YouTube music video, one simple look at Telescope's numbers and it's clear that people are genuinely streaming and enjoying this AI-assisted song, whether we agree with it or not.
Joe, what the f, bro? That's me right now. Y'all sound just like the duo, bro. That shit is so fire. Yo, I might have to rely, if he keep going and it goes good, I might have to rely on bro if Carti never dropped.
Although first released back in May of 2024 as one of the 18 Carti-inspired songs on Twins' project YVL. YVL stands for Young Vamp Life and is a term coined by Playboi Carti and Opium. It wasn't until a few months later in July though when Telescope exploded all over TikTok, skyrocketing the single up to 2 million streams per day, all thanks to this 5-second snippet right here when the AI Carti verse begins.
I got your bitch all on her knees.
They know I'm a big boss, got a big boss in this bitch.
There was such a long list of songs we had to like push out at a certain date line for that album that Telescope was just like one of 20. Like it was just like a drop of water in the ocean for me.
But along with Telescope going viral at currently 27 million videos using the sound on TikTok, in typical TikTok fashion, the slowed version of the song has also blown up too, which when it's slowed down, it's 100% impossible to tell if it's the real Playboi Carti rapping or not. Honestly, even at normal speed though, if you're not like a diehard Carti fan and stay tapped into all of his leaks, as my friend Money May puts it.
Some of the songs are hard. Like if I wasn't a real Carti fan like I am, and like how most of you guys are, if I'm just a casual Carti fan or like a casual rap fan, I'm believing this is an unreleased Carti, bro. This is crazy.
I get endless comments of those on my YouTube, like on the Telescope video. It is just endless people going, "This real Carti? This real song?" I'm like, I'm just not gonna respond to it. If y'all wanna think it's real, then y'all can keep streaming it. It doesn't bother me.
No way this song was AI Carti the whole time, another fan confusingly comments. The mastermind behind Twins' music claims that they aren't phased. But for this reason, today many fans wonder why Playboi Carti and his label have not taken legal action against Twins' music, or sent a cease and desist for profiting off and cloning Carti's voice. However, although we'll get into all of the legal battles surrounding Twin more in a second, including as I was told during my interview, Carti's label having now deleted Twin's music on 3 separate occasions, but despite the top search being Telescope Playboi Carti, the first half of the song and hook actually utilizes a Travis Scott AI voice, something that the writer and vocalist of the song, 507 Kaz, told me was difficult to pull off.
I don't know really how to write for Travis Scott. I listen to him a lot, but I write for Carti stuff, not really him. With Carti's, I just was, not gonna lie, just mumbling.
Now let's pause here for a sec, because at this point you probably have a few questions. Like, how is there a writer and vocalist if I said the song was AI generated? Who is 507 Kaz? And how much human input is truly involved? Well, this is 507 Kaz. As I mentioned in the intro, it is important to note that the AI rapper known as Twin is creatively operated by a 3-headed monster behind the scenes. And the truth is, Twin is not entirely AI generated either. Looking here at the description for Twin's biggest hit, Telescope, first of all we can see that Telescope was written and recorded by 19-year-old Kaz AI, also known as 507 Kaz or simply Kaz. Born and raised in North Carolina, after first beginning to make his own original music back in 2017, although he had slowly been building a small following, it wasn't until one day when Kaz decided to try rapping with a vocal filter of his favorite rapper, Playboi Carti, that he began seeing attention come his way.
Originally, we just went all software. Like, it was just like all artificial intelligence, whatever. It changes your voice tone from like one to match the same vocal tone of someone else that you train it to do.
Here in 2024, AI has advanced so much that you can easily copy anyone's voice you could ever want on the internet, including, of course, Playboi Carti. However, while yes, Kaz is clearly using an AI voice changer to sound identical to the Atlanta rapper, it is also important to note that Kaz is still writing all of the lyrics, rapping the flows, and mixing the vocals himself for this viral rapper, Twin, even going as far as to reveal the exact voice-changing software they use for their Playboi Carti voice, RVC AI, where with a simple click of a button, you are able to transform your voice into somebody else's in a matter of seconds, which this is again what Kaz has done with Twin and his viral hit Telescope to sound like Playboi Carti and Travis Scott. Take a listen here at the song's raw vocals he sent me before applying the AI filters.
The bigger the bag, the better the bitches. I know they cooking, we put down the switches. I don't know what should be smoking on switches. We just be rolling the ice, we be pissed.
A lot of people think that Twin is just like, because there's a lot of softwares that came out now, I've seen that where you can just go and like type in, make a rap song or make a rock song or just something stupid like that, and it'll come out with like a full artificial intelligence song. So that's kind of like what a lot of people believe Twin is, and that's just, it's not.
So again, to clear any confusion, all the AI that is used in Twin's music is just an AI voice changing plugin, contrary to what many believe. For reference, here are the vocals then after applying the AI effects.
Giving up, keys, we giving up, please, sip my drink, but I got your bitch down on her knees.
Giving up keys, we giving up, please.
to my dream.
Super interesting to hear the comparison. But prior to recording Twin's breakout hit Telescope, it was through those early copies of Playboi Carti songs he was making that Kaz connected on Discord with a producer known as LL Claus, who would soon become the second human behind Twin's music. Based in Brazil, LL Claus is a YouTube-type beat producer who has also worked with major rappers in the past such as Yeet on Type Money, but you probably know him more for his viral instrumental remakes of Carti beats on his MPK Mini, such as this RIP one with over 1 million views. So, as the perfect match they were, Claus producing the beats and Kaz laying down the AI vocals. After first connecting online, the two began recreating old Carti grails together. But while they were seeing some small success though, the duo knew they could take things further. Yet they were still missing that third piece of the puzzle. However, all of a sudden, one random night out of the blue, a New York-based record label actually came calling with an idea that was about to change everything.
Said there's a guy who wants to sign us to a label. He's got a really good idea with like marketing and stuff. But we take a French video creator, I guess is the word, he's a model. We'll just like pay him a little bit to go out and record some videos in Paris. I figured if we're gonna go that far, like why not at least get somebody who slightly resembles Carti a little bit, such as Twin.
As you can see in Telescope's description, the videography was handled by the third head of the monster, Twin himself. And in fact, all of the visuals and TikToks you ever see of Twin are handled by this French model, although he always hides his face. The three of them then obviously decided to combine under this one name of Twin with an X. According to Kaz, Twin was formed basically overnight, all thanks to their manager at Broke Records, an independent record label and distributor in New York City. So, with their final piece now in place, allowing fans to put a visual to this mysterious artist's music, marketing that is much needed in today's algorithm-fueled industry, the three of them then got right to work.
LL Claus, who produces the beats, Twin will go out and work on like a video for the song, and I'll go out and work. I'll record, I'll write the lyrics, engineer. Claus will help me with engineering, but for the most part, I do like most of the vocals. We're all from like all different parts of the world. Obviously, just by like typical standards, a label gets a little bit more than everyone, but I will say as far as like cuts and stuff, they're fair to everybody.
Following the release of Twin's debut project YVL in May, then came their new album I Hate Twin in August. At a total of 19 tracks, also utilizing other AI voices such as Travis Scott again on the intro. One simple look at the tracklist though, and something will quickly catch your eye.
Wake up, filthy.
Twin's new album includes a song produced by the one and only Filthy of Working on Dying, Playboi Carti's frequent producer who had his hands all over Whole Lotta Red. At track number 3, titled Bad Shit, the song also includes a feature from underground rapper Unique, who, as Kaz revealed to me, was actually the one responsible for linking this collab up with Filthy.
Unique was like, I want to work on a song with y'all, but like if we do, I kind of want to make it like something big, like go crazy on it. But so therefore, I'm gonna get y'all a Filthy beat because he does a lot of stuff with Filthy already. So I was like, geez, all right. So we worked out like paperwork and stuff. Twins met Filthy in real life. Honestly, it was just as easy as that, to be honest.
Depending on who you ask, some Carti fans see this as simply Filthy selling what was likely an old throwaway beat for an easy bag. But at the same time, others argue that selling a beat to a guy ripping off your biggest collaborator is a little odd. Regardless, either way, it's crazy to hear Filthy on Twin's new AI-assisted album. However, according to Kaz though, this is by no means the first interaction they've had with Playboi Carti and his team. Not only has Carti's music video director, who recently shot the Backrooms video, Indiana 420, which by the way is a ridiculous name, not only have they reposted edits featuring Twin's viral song Telescope multiple times on their Instagram stories, but also, according to Kaz, Playboi Carti and his team don't actually hate Twin like you'd expect.
We've had like direct contact with them and it's never been like any hostility. If anything, they've just kind of been like confused.
If you really think about it, Twin and his viral music is still generating hype and attention to Playboi Carti's name, who at the moment is, we think, gearing up to drop his album. Carti won't drop an album, so his fans will drop for him instead, one fan jokes about Twin. However, while Carti himself may not be too upset about it, that is definitely not to say that his label, Universal Music Group, is in love with Twin profiting off an AI voice of their artist. Like a lot of things with AI though, there is so much gray area in terms of what is legal. Just 2 months ago, we saw the AI firms responsible for Metro Boomin's funny BBL Drizzy AI sampled beat get sued by the 3 biggest record labels in the industry, Sony, Warner, and Universal Music, over alleged copyright infringement. It's honestly no surprise that these greedy record labels are going to be concerned. But to help avoid these legal legal issues and stay out of court, Twin and their label Broke Records implement a few key strategies. The number one rule I was stressed most importantly, although he did admit that they use multiple fake fan pages on TikTok to post and market Twin's music as AI Playboi Carti on there, as he also told me with the marketing.
I'll market it on there as like AI Carti, but you'll never hear it directly come out of Twin's mouth that I am AI Carti. It just doesn't happen. If we were to go and say like AI Carti Twin and just change his name to that, just the fact that it has Carti in the name is enough to get Universal or any type of like music label that wants to sue us grounds to do it.
But despite not being sued or taken down forever, at least as of this video, that isn't to say they haven't still had issues battling Universal Music Group. Combined with Apple Music having removed Twin's music in the past simply for thinking it was entirely AI generated, which strictly goes against their platform's policy, Playboi Carti's label Universal has also been able to get songs taken down for copyright claims on 3 different occasions. However, each time, the songs just pop back up a few days later. And although Cass claimed this hasn't happened in a few months, along with warning me that could soon change after this video, he also said this in regards to re-uploading Twin's music.
The reason we're able to re-upload it is because, just legally speaking, there's not very much anyone can do in this situation. Like, if they take us down, we can't do anything to fight them, but they also can't come at us legally, like in court. Like, it's just kind of this weird gray zone with AI. They haven't taken us down in a few months, though. I don't know. Maybe after this video, it might just be the end, but hey, it was fun while it lasted.
As we wrapped up our interview, it was clear that Kaz was aware that the concept of Twin is not a long-term career path, admitting their plan is to go all in right now and monetize Twin while they still can, mentioning too that they are slowly cutting back on the amount of AI in Twin's music. In an effort to try and establish his own fanbase though, Kaz is currently also finishing up his next solo album, an album that will include 0 use of AI and 0 use of any voice-changing effects.
Claus is co-producing the album that I'm doing right now. It's gonna be like a plug-and-be type stuff. It's way different than Twin. I just tried to make it as distant from him as possible. I was really concerned about this because eventually Twin's gonna hit like a stop and I don't know how I'm gonna keep proceeding. So I figured I'd do that early.
It remains to be seen exactly what the future holds for the 3-headed artist known as Twin. However, whether you're one of the 4 million monthly listeners streaming this AI-assisted rapper, or if you are just discovering him now, one thing is for sure. We are only scratching the surface of AI in the creative world.
Honestly, as cliche and like funny as this coming from me, stay as creative as possible and don't hate on somebody just because they like something. I mean, you can hate on the artist, hate on the music, but if you go and like attack somebody for liking something, that's just wrong.